Hey folks, welcome back. We have just entered the early modern era as the Mughals, which is pretty exciting. I actually haven't played the Mughals in quite a while. In the last episode here, we kind of wrapped up the medieval era and fell behind a little bit on tech compared to some of the other cultures. The green player and actually the orange player here are both a little bit ahead of me, have gunpowder technology, entered the early modern before I did, so I'm playing a little bit of catch-up. But I did manage to take a couple cities. I finally got Memphis here, who had, this was a different player who had previously been vassalized. I also managed to take Osur as well as some other territories in here off the green player. So I'm hoping to use this era to really accelerate my city's outputs and actually start to catch up on all the outputs that I need this game. I am ahead on fame, but as far as military, all these other players have been somewhat competitive, or at least some of the larger players. Obviously, not everyone's going to be competitive all the time, right? That's just kind of how games like this go. But still some decent resistance, particularly from Orange. So we're going to use the start of this episode here to do some sort of admin stuff, right? Because we've just entered a new age. So we're going to start queuing up all of our new districts. So that gives me a little bit more influence there. That gives me a little more production. I'm actually a little bit more interested in that influence there, just because that's a global resource and would like to continue to produce those era stars. And that +2 faith might actually be helpful. So part of my consideration here, right, is like I'm losing the faith game right now. And I'm actually considering buying out one of these Jama Masjids just so I can produce everything else a little bit faster and maybe, yeah, like stem the tide of these faith conversions. So over in Byblos, let's get started on the Jama Masjids as well. I'm probably just going to take the recommended locations on most of these. Yeah, that should be fine. I also claimed Topkapi at the end of last episode. I'm playing greedy like I often do. So my plan is Topkapi, Machu Picchu, Taj Mahal, if I can get that. Hotel would also be fairly valuable this game. There are a lot of really good wonders in this era, so to the extent that I can claim those and get those built early, the better. So I do have 3 territories on this city. The city's struggling a little bit with stability. I'm going to move that commodity market down. If there's anything I can do for stability, not really. I mean, that's +3. I'd have to build another garrison, which I will probably do. I'm going to build some of those Jama Masjids first, though. And then over in Memphis, also struggling with stability. This one is one that I've recently taken. I don't think I want to lose 11 science there. That's kind of valuable for me at the moment, even though that's a pretty poorly placed research quarter. We'll just place it in there. That'll also be adjacent to this Egyptian pyramid once I attach this territory at some point in the future. And City Watch there will be useful. We'll do that after those 2 Jama Masjids. Down here. So I think our plan, because I'm going to my military units now, I think the plan is maybe to target, I thought about coming over here, but like this is kind of a weird hodgepodge of cities and units. Let's see if I have any demands. I do have a demand against purple. Seems like they immediately placated me as soon as I made those demands. They're going to a crisis votes on these. So obviously I'll support myself here. I think Orange will support me because I have a non-aggression pact with them. But I don't really have anything to spend on getting them to support me. Alright. So it looks like we'll probably go to war there. I kind of forgot that they can escalate that to a crisis vote if I refuse their demands. So we're just going to position my armies to deal with purple when this war inevitably starts. And Mycenae, they're working on High Furnace. Let's get some more Jama Masjids queued up. And probably right there makes sense. There's a decent number of the market quarters down here, so I don't want to break that up if I can avoid it. And down here, yeah, looks like I'm going to have to replace an existing district. I guess I could put it there. 24. That's not so bad. Don't want to really lose money, but stability is a consideration since I'll be combining that with Mycenae at some point. I'm going to build that over the market quarter. There's no real reason that I need that. I'll actually keep a couple people on food. They're efficient enough to keep my population growing here. I'll keep some on science as well, just because I am behind on the science game at the moment. Let's see, am I missing any cities? Yeah, so Corral, working on the Alchemist Workshop. 42 industry there is really nice. I'd prefer not to put it on the river, but that's hard to say no to. We'll go ahead and build it there. And down here, yeah, I'm good with that. It's positioning. And then finally, Ossuar, which is my new city that I've just conquered. Probably just take the recommended spots again. It's oftentimes pretty good, but sometimes it overvalues certain outputs, especially influence and faith, I've noticed. So you can't always trust the recommendations. But I think in this case, it'll suit me just fine. How many turns on that? 4? Okay, let's finish the research quarter first. Oh wow, that is a very good flood irrigation. So I'm going to grab that flood irrigation first. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'll need to build up in this city. Okay, let's see if I have any other... a lot against black. Orange I have a non-aggression pact with at the moment. Oh no, they canceled my non-aggression pact. Okay, I missed that before. And then brown is a vassal. I do have grievances against the Inca. I'm thinking about renouncing them at the moment, because I can't really afford to keep producing more military, and the bigger my empire gets, the more military I need to sustain it. So I think I'm just going to renounce that and see if I can actually get some of those diplomacy stars this era. I did get 1 star in the last era, just barely. I'm going to move these guys onto science. It's a little bit more important for me at the moment. And then all these units are going to come down this way. Then I seem to recall that, was it this one here? This one, that I had established contact with. So hopefully we'll get a trading charter there in the not too distant future, because I would like to get those resources. Actually, this longbow can come combine with this army there, and that'll fill up that army slot quite nicely. And then over here, I think I'm fine pulling these guys away as well. On the other hand, I could go for like a simultaneous war with the blue player, though I don't have any grievances on them at the moment. Not that that's ever stopped me in the past. Surprise wars can be pretty effective. I think I'd rather get some force concentration going. So let's get these guys over this way, and we'll deal with the players that are on this side here. Let's move them there. Just not going to really deal with these independent people. They're both neutral. This one was taken over, actually. It's a little bit annoying. Actually, I should... I'm going to buy that high furnace, and I am going to pick up... Actually, can I... Yeah, I can spawn it there. I'm going to pick up an envoy here, because there's a lot of these grievances that are currently lying around. Okay, they're starting to make demands on me. I'm going to make counter demands. Do they systematically refuse demands? They do. Okay, so there's no point in making demands unless I'm ready to actually go to war with them. That's fine. And then the black player, they have another demand I can make. I wish these, like, things would go away once I deal with everything I can actually interact with. Okay, idle there. Let's move them along. I don't think that's worth buying out. Let's just let it produce. Okay, so Jama Masjid's coming along, and as you can see, like, my industry has exploded, especially in my capital, right? But I'm doing really well in some of my satellite cities as well, thanks to the Jama Masjids. These are super, super good districts, and I'm hoping now that this will increase my faith output that I will start to... Oh, I'm actually fine with changing that. It's not ideal, but I will change this back later. But I'm hoping that I can stop some of this religious spread. An extra 5 stability would actually be nice in some of my cities rather than the extra influence. I don't have that many emblematic districts. Ugh, that hurt more than I thought it would, actually. Alright, move them along, and I actually have halberdiers now, so that is an upgrade that I will need to make. Thankfully, these longbows are quite effective even in the next era, just because of the additional range that they have, as well as base combat strength upgrade that they have over crossbows, and of course indirect fire is a big factor as well. And these players are more contemporary to me in terms of their unit selection. Whoops. I'm even a little bit farther behind, strictly speaking. I'm currently working on humanism, so as soon as I get that, I am, of course, going to be rushing for as many manufactories as I can get. I'm going to pull some people off money to try to reduce the amount of time that it's going to take to research that. Same thing here. Great. Actually, I have Defiant here. So I'll lose that in a turn here, so that'll increase my stability. So I'm doing pretty decent on stability in most of my cities at the moment, which is a nice change of pace considering where I was at earlier. Okay. Yep, so we're going to have to surprise war there, which is a little annoying. Let's retreat those guys because I don't want them to get attacked and I just like lose war support for no reason. So, let's see. No, I'm going to refuse your demands. There's no way I'm accepting that. I feel like everyone has these weird things now. Who? Okay, whatever, it's fine. I wish there was a slightly better way to actually identify like outstanding crises. So I could grab Artisan Workshop in here, and I think I was going to be working on, yeah, market quarters in this city. There's already some down here, so I do think it makes sense to continue to build that out. Because I don't have a ton of places that are focused on money production at the moment. Memphis is chugging along. Byblos is doing fine. Hattusa is doing fine. Okay, we're converting some places back to my religion now, which is nice, because I still need my next religious tenet. Let's see, we want that +10 war support from Colosseum. And we have units upgrade here. Okay, let's go after this city up here. Former independent people. Those crossbows aren't so scary given the units that I have available to deal with them. So I'm not super worried about them. I am a little worried that they're going to start pillaging some of these. Yeah, and I'm getting this territory pillaged, which is a real bummer because lead and mercury are both very important for me right now, but there's really nothing I can do about that pillage for the time being. Okay, let's move all our units down here. Going to move these units towards their other cities. So let's assault. Bigger battle area than I anticipated. I also definitely don't need the envoy involved. I'm going to just back them up back there. This is a hilarious deployment, really, with all these archers. So I'm not going to fret this too much. Just focus fire on the crossbows to the extent that we can kill them. And yeah, I thought that might be the case, that I can just like one-shot them. So this should be a fairly easy fight. Anywhere I can go that would let me shoot those crossbows. I guess I can go here. Let's attack there. Let's attack there. I'd like to be able to get this guy in a spot that they can shoot the guys here. They don't have enough movement to get over to this location. Guess I would have to like take a melee attack, but I think that's a little too risky with those longbows, so I'll just go ahead and take those peasants out and just eat a shot from the crossbows there. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. No, I'm going to refuse your demands, just like last time. Trade luxuries with the Bulgarians. I'm going to refuse that because I am planning to go to war with them, so I don't really want to sign treaties. Really wish they would. Just going to refuse those. Refuse those. And see if they will give me my non-aggression pacts back, which they will not. So that's fine. I'm going to make that demand, then we'll withdraw the demand. Just want to maintain like high war support against them, just in case they decide they declare war on me. That'll just ensure I have like higher war support were that to actually happen. Actually, I could move these guys down to the fortress there, and they'll get some bonuses for standing on that spot. And okay, I can kill them. Let's see. Get that spy. They have more units here than I realized they did. I guess we're just going to move some units forward. Oh, weird. Didn't know they had units back there. Okay, crossbow should be easy to take out. Let's hit them a few times. I would like to make one melee attack against them. And then, whoop, I messed that up. I meant to, I had a big of, wow, now I can't talk. I had a big finger slip there and accidentally attacked with the wrong units. Thankfully, it worked out, and I could still get in the city anyway. So we want to kill those peasants, and then we want to move these guys onto the flag because we want the combat to end this round so that I'm not losing production on my cities. Because I think Mycenae was involved in that combat zone. Okay. Should also think about placing down Top Cappy very soon. I'm thinking maybe Thebes for the stability. I think it's... which one's more well-developed here? Yeah, Thebes is a little bit more developed. That's not such a bad spot. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll place Top Cappy down there. We'll get those Jama Masjids finished up. Hattusa, we're going to have that build the Wonder right after it finishes building the new emblematic quarters. And then probably resume building some research quarters. Though I would really like to get up to like 1,000 production. I'll be pretty close there with when the Jama Masjid finishes. Okay, so we are going to pillage this spot here, and we finally have the next tenant. This is like the longest it's taken me to get this tenant. I don't think there's really a case to do anything other than issue gluttony this game. That land movement speed and reduced unit industry cost is really good, so that's the obvious choice here, as it is in most games, really. Let's see what I have here. Nothing, so don't know why it's showing me a notification there. Okay. Let's position these guys. Unfortunately, I'm one tile too far away to attack the city this turn, but we will have all of our units positioned, so we should have pretty overwhelming force to take that city this coming turn. Really wish this place weren't being pillaged, but I'll have to take that back later. Really unfortunate because that has saltpeter as well. I have this Territory up finally. It took like 18 turns to come online. And yeah, none of that really matters. We'll just put it over there. Okay. Oh, other saltpeter. Yeah, I have 3 there. I have 3 there. I have some that's already improved there, actually. Yeah, so not that big of a deal. I have other saltpeter. I have some there, so it's not like I'm starved for it. But if I can keep it out of enemy hands, that would be great. Just not really an option for me at the moment. Okay. Hoping this guy doesn't attack me. Don't know what that unit is. Are they an expansionist? Yeah, they are, the Inca. Okay, I was wondering how they were running around in my territory, so that answers that question. All right, next on the list here is this kind of annoying little city. We are probably going to be pillaging this one, maybe attaching it to another city after we do that. Yeah, they have more units than I thought they did. Our units are of much higher quality. So this shouldn't be a problem, even though this like combat bar up here shows relatively even strength. My units are significantly better than their units here. So I don't want to really maintain a front line directly in front of the city. They have high grounds there when they're attacking down, so I'm going to back all my units up a tile. That looks good. I'm not going to fret too much over the specific deployments here. To the extent I can hit those crossbows, I'm going to do so. I can actually let's take a look up here and see what I can see. Okay. There's not much going on up there, so I can probably start positioning some units up over here, even though it is river. But these crossbows require direct line of sight, so they're not going to be able to hit me to the same extent that I can hit them. I'm going to go into the city, which is slightly risky, but I think my units will be fine. Halberdiers are pretty strong relative to the units that they have available. This also opens up a spot for me to move a longbow here and potentially kill those crossbows. Not quite. So if I want to kill them, I'll have to take a slightly riskier approach. I'd like to take out as many of their direct fire units as I can, for obvious reasons. So I'm actually going to move this guy in front of the city here, just because I don't want them getting melee attacks on my archers, and I want all of them to be able to fire on this turn. So these guys are pretty much just backline support. I'll pull them up as is needed based on the health of my other units. We've got a little ways to go on this one. They have a lot of units in this combat. Okay, and then down in Gnosis, let's have it work on Topkapi. Hattusa is working on it. Byblos. Let's have it help there as well. I'm actually going to buy out that Jama Masjid. I'm going to buy out that one. Let's get Topkapi there. Asur. Does that actually reduce the number of turns it's going to take? It doesn't. We'll just have it keep focusing there. Maybe if I have both of these cities, I would like it to be 3 turns. Okay, I'm happy with that. Mycenae is going to have locked production until this combat finishes. So obviously you want to try to end this combat as soon as we can. Okay, they came out into a pretty weird position here. So it's going to make it very easy for us to kill some of those units. And we can also get into the city there. So now we can just start focus firing some of these peasants, so since we don't see any crossbows. I'd like to take these ones out because they're currently blocking access into the city, and now we can get in there. Can move another melee unit up to start swarming those units. Then back here, this longbow range is really, really nice to have. Big fan of longbows. Pretty much the only advantage that the English actually have over the Taino is that the longbow is a better unit because of the range. I can't remember the Taino's emblematic unit. It's another archer, which is really good because it has indirect fire. It also has a bonus that allows it to not take any combat penalties from standing on rivers, which is relevant a shockingly large number or percentage of the time. It's just that like the extra range on longbows is literally always relevant and extremely powerful. So it's like the one major advantage I give to the English over the Taino. I do think the Taino are like a stronger culture overall, though. They're like both the Taino and the English serve very similar functions in terms of how they operate during their the medieval age, which is kind of why I'm comparing them at the moment. Okay, that's a very risky position, actually. I'm not going to attack. I didn't realize there would be quite so many units there. Let's see. No, they can't really get up. So let's... do something like this. Start preparing some more units to get in here. There's a high possibility that I lose these halberds on this turn because they're going to get a couple rear attacks here. Thankfully, halberds are incredibly strong relative to their units, so I didn't lose them. Right, I could go up to the next era, but definitely not quite worth it yet, right? I've got a long ways to go as far as the era stars for this era. So no one's really gone up yet. I have plenty of options to choose from still, not a priority for me. Let's see, is there a vote going on? We prefer religious hostilities. Okay. We want to try to evacuate this halberd if possible. This guy can't actually shoot anything. I'm actually safe going down in this area. They can't get down there with their melee units. Let's go ahead and shoot those pikemen there. And then we can move those guys there. Can evacuate them out. And just use the range of my crossbows to keep plinking down their defenses. Anywhere I can go with these guys that... maybe here? I'm actually going to put these guys back into this position here, because I would like to move these archers into better position. Okay, I can shoot from there. Being able to actually shoot these guys is becoming an issue now. I guess they can't shoot either. They can go in the city though, which I think I'm going to do because that'll let me get a shot off here. I'll go for the swordsman, I think. And I think there's a case to be made to kill them, so I'm going to do that. And I'll actually... I'm going to get these guys into this position right here. This will kind of prevent quite a few flanking attacks, I think. Actually, it might have been better to claim the flag, because they can flank like that still, but oh well. Okay, let's get you in the city. And I think that's about as much as I can do this round. Let's take a look at tech. We just finished humanism, so we need to get those things online. So next obvious one is gunpowder warfare. And let's take a look at manufactories. Okay. So I have 4 available in Hattusa. And materials procurement, I pretty much always go for the resource access. So I'm going to do the same here, just because that increases the number of manufactories you can actually build. Okay, let's finish up this battle before we go into building manufactories, because that's going to take a while for me to kind of identify my preferred manufactory layout. Pull that guy back. Kill those pikes. Do something like that. Suppose I don't really need to try to focus these guys down, and I don't really have the range to attack them anyway, so let's just end the round. All they have left are these Gazzetti, which I can just one-shot. Alright, great. Alright, much bigger siege than I anticipated, actually. Alright, let's grab that leverage there. Okay, I was worried I was at war with these guys for a second. I'll let that tick for a bit because they will refuse demands systematically, I think? Or is that the other player? No, they're not prideful. It's fine, either way. I would like to get this territory back, but I think it's going to be a little bit before that's feasible. Alright, so I'm going to rebuild that harbor. And then thinking about manufacturing. So I have gold, porcelain, and silk. I think the only overlap with my capital is the silk. Up in Thebes, I have salt, pearls, ambergris. Here I have salt. And then Memphis has nothing. Okay. Down in Assur, marble, porcelain, papyrus, ambergris. Coral, just sage. Mycenae, nothing. I think Gnosis is nothing as well. Okay, so let's get the sage in Coral because this is the only manufactory that's available in the city, and the stability effects from the manufactories are local, which is why I try to distribute them in a somewhat even manner across my empire. Memphis, right, because Memphis has Hanging Gardens already, so that counts as the manufactory for that particular item. So let's grab pearls, I think, in Thebes. Yeah, let's grab pearls, and I am going to just start buying these out where it's available. Did I do it in Coral already? I feel like I didn't buy it out for some reason. Okay, so up here in Byblos, I know the gold was unique here. We'll buy that one. Then silk and porcelain. Was there porcelain in Tucson? No. Do I have porcelain somewhere else? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So we'll get the porcelain here. Then we'll get coffee, for sure. We will get the silk. And then we will get the salt up here. Okay. Then ambergris I could get in that territory. Or I could get up in Thebes. And I think Thebes is going to be my target here. Then I should look around. Yeah, so like I can get papyrus there. I can get obsidian here. The considerations for some of these is that these territories are somewhat vulnerable since they're not attached to a territory. Definitely want to get the obsidian. I wish I had a different place for the papyrus. But unfortunately, I don't think I do. So we're just going to have to take the risk and drop it there. I could also found a city if I wanted to, which could potentially be worth it. I won't have three-masted ship with the colony plan. I will have feudalism. Maybe I actually go for three-masted ship first, because I think it might be worth founding a city up here. Just because there is some pretty decent terrain in this area. And I can also end a war against purple. I'm not going to do that quite yet. I am going to delay until I can found that city that I was talking about. I think, do I have any crises here? Yep, I do. Okay, so probably black might be my next target. They have a good number of resources right here, and they keep threatening my territories. So that will probably be my next target. Why did they stop their pillage? Okay. +3 territories, or +3 influence territories following your religion. I feel like I kind of value the... Though, I don't know, maybe that's fine. But I do lose the combat strength. Okay, I think it's easier to enact that, and then cancel and then enact this again than it is to outright refuse it, so I'm going to do that. Just a weirdly balanced system, really. Okay, spies are running around. Thinking I might need another army. There's a lot of units that are coming up my way. So I think I'm going to do something like that after I build Topkapi here. Alright, so Topkapi is up. Can claim a wonder. I'm also going to go ahead and attach... well, do I need to attach? Maybe not. Mycenae could definitely use another territory, which I think will be that one there. Though I also want to absorb this. So let's take a look at wonders. So everything basically is available still. Let's grab Machu Picchu. So my plan was to put Machu Picchu up in Byblos. Three or four, and I suppose that works right there. Let's get that Jama Masjid first. And we have a science osmosis. Oh, nice, so we can just unlock that straight away. Okay, need a little bit more influence to found a city. Let's have that finished Maker's Quarter, and then we can get Machu Picchu. We also can take a tenet. So I think Meditate Often is probably the option, just because we're in conflict a lot. Most of the tier 4 options are not great. So the problem with Meditate Often is that if opponents adopt your religion, they also get this combat strength, so it's a bit of a wash. So I've been leaning a lot towards Raised Monuments recently, which I unfortunately didn't get this game. So let's grab Gunpowder Warfare next. There's also a case for supply lines, since I'll be butting up on my city cap here soon. Thankfully I did pick the Achaemenids, so I can sustain quite a few cities at the moment. That's a little annoying. Oh, weird. Why? That's actually really obnoxious that my deployment zone was so small. Maybe start pillaging this one just so I don't have to claim it. There's no wonders there or anything, right? Yeah. Make sure we're picking up these leverage. And Jama Masjid's almost done. We'll start working on Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu there as well. So yeah, now that I have these Jama Masjids coming online, look how much better my faith is doing. It was also pretty obvious, like, based on the rate at which I started getting the new tenants as well. Okay, so potentially found a city in here somewhere. The city center is not great, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff around it already, so I might be kind of inclined to leave it. Though right here is good, because that connects like this stronghold right here to some of these other things. And I'm going to found this city, since I have finished the tech. And then I can start attaching some of these territories here. And getting the Jama Masjids going. Those are pretty much equal. Let's go on expert policy. We will do something like that. We have really good money in this city, actually. And we have most of the, we have like pretty much all the basic infrastructure that we need, so we can just go right into producing the good stuff there. All right, down here. Temple of Artemis is here, which will be a really nice pickup for me when I take the city. Go ahead and assault. This guy who's low health is just going to kind of sit in the back here. This is amazing terrain for archers, considering the high ground advantage that I have up in this direction. All right. Can I... Yeah, we'll just get him with someone who can one-shot him. Maybe just focus on that one there. Okay, get into the city. And then thinking we take care of some of these ones that are camping out here. I missed that there were crossbows there. Probably could have just taken them out with one hit of the halberd. I don't think I needed to actually shoot them, so bit of a mistake on my part, but not a big deal. We'll go ahead and take that attack. So the more units you can take off the battlefield of your opponent, obviously the less flexibility they have and the less danger it is that they end up killing one of your units. So that's interesting. Okay, don't have enough influence to put an outpost down there, which is fine. Also, I keep delaying gunpowder warfare, but I think I should grab supply lines for that extra city cap. That's going to become relevant very fast here. Do they have prideful? I don't think so. I'm going to make that demand. Black. I'm going to make that demand. This guy. Make that demand. Orange is the one that has prideful, so I don't need to try to get any of those at the moment. And okay, I just straight up won. All 3 units suicided. Great. So I can end that war if I want, but I want to finish pillaging their existing cities so that I don't need to claim them in the war deal, and I can just get all this stuff right here. So I'm going to give it a couple turns, and that also gives me the benefit of some extra outputs on my existing cities, since I was the Hittites. So I should be getting plus 40 from Lust for War at the moment, which I am, to all my outputs across all my cities. So that adds up pretty nicely, especially in terms of the science output is what I'm mostly interested in right now. Okay. Make sure this doesn't turn into a city. I would be so annoyed if they plopped a city right there. The AI has a habit of doing stupid things like that. Also need to think about how I can get my influence output up, because I would like to claim more wonders than I currently have. I don't need buyouts, thank you. So like even the theaters, I think, are probably worth grabbing. I'm just going to buy that one. I should get some of this science infrastructure in the city as well. The High Furnace is worth getting. Byblos, same thing here, right? I want the theater, we'll buy that. Inventor's Workshop will be important. Manuscript Atelier will be important. How's my industry? 800. It's not too bad for a satellite city. Thebes is struggling a little bit more. Still have some options here for infrastructure that I should get online. And then Memphis. Some stability struggles still. Let's grab Animal Barns first. And it might be time to get a garrison. Yeah, I get plus 20 stability there, so let's kind of put it out where I'm not really going to build anything. Okay. Just going to maintain a garrison down here, just in case. It's a very oddly constructed city. Making sure I don't have any more territories that I could build the manufactories on. Seems unlikely. I feel like I checked everything. My throat is starting to hurt a bit, which is weird. I don't feel like I've actually talked that much today. But so it goes. Okay, holding off on one more turn while I pillage that spot down there. And then I can end the war. That'll also give me Temple of Artemis, which is a big deal. Why is that? Is it war support or war weariness? Yeah, minus 50 from war weariness. It's okay. We'll start to recover pretty soon here. And then we're just going to position against the black player. Don't really want this guy wandering around. I'm just going to keep them in reserve. Go pick up some leverage as it comes available. got that city back. That also gives us access to a new manufactory, which is saffron. I only have one saffron. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take it. And then let's end this war here. So we're going to force their surrender and take all their stuff. Okay, so I'm at 10 out of 7 cities, so I do need to condense if I can. I could potentially pillage this city, even though I've kind of been building it up to be absorbed. But I think that might be my best option because I'm losing a lot of influence from being over the city cap right now. So this will maintain the districts as long as I put another outpost down. Should also get some stability buildings in the city. I am going to need them, especially if I'm attaching Gnosis at a later date. Okay, I'm fine with them idling. Okay, they have arquebuses now, which is good to know. We're definitely grabbing gunpowder warfare as our next tech. And down in this city here. Is this city actually important to me? Beyond Temple of Artemis. It doesn't feel like it. It feels very underdeveloped. I think I want to reduce my my city count here. So I am just going to do that and not try to build that city up. Okay, I need a little bit more influence to claim this spot, but that's going to help my influence generation a lot, not being that far over the city cap. Curious if that is... Yeah, so that actually doesn't have to be attached to a city to impact my ranged units, which is good to know. As long as I can maintain that territory, I will be all set for that extra combat strength bonus. Okay, they're working on science stuff. Memphis needs that garrison. Maybe grab High Furnace. Industry is definitely feeling low in here. Let's go on expert policy. I'm going to do something like that. Yeah, industry's super low in Memphis. Could attach. Let's actually put one there. That'll get some adjacency from the Egyptian pyramid once I attach that. I need to save up my influence to claim that territory, or this territory right here, back. I've used a lot of influence in this era. I could also think about changing... What tech is it? Or civic... I always forget which one this is. This one here. I could cancel this one and go for the money to claim instead of influence, which might be helpful. That would let me preserve my influence for getting the wonders. So I think that is potentially an option. All right. Industry and crawl is very low. Yeah, I'm fine with building some maker's quarters out that way. We'll idle there. And Mycenae. Actually, 24 money is really nice. 22 science is nice. That'll do for now. While I kind of figure out what the strategy looks like for the rest of the era here. Okay, got all my stuff claimed. I may need to maintain some forces down here just because I'm worried about this player kind of running around with their units. They also have Buccaneers now, which are very dangerous, so I'm hoping they don't declare war on me anytime soon. They want to trade luxuries. I'm actually going to do that. I think that decreases the likelihood that they attack me, I say, as they attack me. I'm going to move these guys back. These longbows are not going to be particularly resilient to taking shots from these Buccaneers. think they should be safe up here now, though. Pretty big combat strength difference. Unfortunately, not in my favor. There we go. Okay, works for me. And then these guys are just idling. I feel like I can take on black very easily. Okay, yeah, I have 6 ranged units there, 5 ranged units. 5 ranged units there. That should be enough, considering their relative level of development. I'm worried about trying to take that city, because it's just on an island. I'm not sure how much I'll actually be able to do there. How do they have halberds when they're down to this number of cities? And they're the Byzantines? Not sure how they got those, because they're still in the medieval, so they should only have pikemen. Regardless, just going to check my production queues here. Okay, Thebes is coming up on the end of its queue. Still need more production in here, because otherwise a lot of my cities are very low production, which worries me. Okay, I think I can blitz black here. So let's declare a formal war, and we can just go right into an assault. I think that's fine. I don't need to worry too much about deployments on this particular combat. That's a bummer. I still have a shot there. There we go. So I can actually get up there and get in the city here. I can attack there, get these guys in. If they actually want to move. Yeah, sometimes you get bugs like that. Can attack. Then yeah, these guys don't want to play nice, apparently. And I think these ones are fine to stay put. Let's end the turn. I don't want to wait forever for that to resolve. Hopefully they'll actually move along fine in the next combat here. Okay, let's get these guys out of my territory. I'm sick and tired of all these units running around. Okay, took a while for their turn to actually go there, but seems like we should be okay. Let's take a shot there, make that attack, then we can get these guys in the city. Attack. Maybe focus this guy down. Not quite enough. Okay, so we'll do that. Move here, attack there. Move them in. We move them right there. It's fine. I do have another archer, actually, that I was missing. Okay, flag is back there. We'll try to get that on the next round here. You don't want to have to sit around and deal with all these ship reinforcements. Just a nice blitz of a war. How many draftees do they have left? None. Okay, I'm just gonna use that halberdier, then we'll move into the city like that. And that should be it. There's no way they're taking that flag back. And up in Agra, make sure that we're actually getting enough makers' quarters to support industry. International crisis. Don't really care about that one, to be honest. Might just not vote on that. Let's get that +10 war support. And we have claimed one of the cities already. Alright, so let's move on. So I could upgrade the longbows into arquebusiers. I don't think I want to do that, actually, even though there is a big combat strength bonus from doing that. Isn't this just the same battles that I fought before? Seems very silly. Except somehow they could see those longbows there, which is slightly annoying. I imagine they're the... Oh no, they're in the woods over there. Okay, we'll not have them take any more hits. We can move them up onto high ground. Unfortunately, Buccaneers, no match for English longbows and halberds. Weird that they keep throwing units down there, though. Okay. Science investing would be nice. This would actually be nice, because this is going to increase my influence output, which I want a lot right now. Okay. So, next up, probably movable typeface for the extra science, and then into flintlock for musketeers, is what I'm thinking. Okay, let's get these guys out of my territory. Oh, I'm surprised they took that fight, actually. Just have my longbows in relatively safe positions here. I think I can probably go like right there, and it's fine. Yeah, that seems fine. Thankfully, I can just one-shot the Gothic cab there. Oh man, and I'm ripping these great swords up. I've actually never... I feel like I've never done that much damage to great swords with an equivalent era unit before. It's pretty crazy. Okay, unfortunately they still have that one crossbow left, but it's not that big of a deal. Should be able to kill them immediately. There we go. Alright, so easy fights. Then down here, I'm gonna have these guys like come down here just to defend against incursions from other players. Then we're going to chase these units down here. Okay, reduce unit costs. Not that important. Don't want to reduce my influence output again. Let's grab the prosperous. Could get fundamental values, but that's not necessary right now. How much food would I lose? Doesn't feel relevant anymore, considering I have Machu Picchu. Okay, so what we're going to do is cancel communal lands, and then on next turn we'll enact inherited laws, and that'll let us take care of our territory needs via gold rather than influence, which is much needed this game, considering the just sheer number of territories that I'm dealing with at the moment. Okay, actually retreated from that one. I was shocked that they didn't retreat from the other one, but maybe they had retreated from something else prior to that. Definitely want to hit this black unit here. I'll get some more support for doing so. Just holding off on like attaching anything until I can do it with gold next turn. So next turn I'm going to go on a bit of a spree. Let's grab the stoneworks. Put all those people into industry. Those ones can go there. Actually, let's go expert. Something like that makes sense. Alright, and again, just camping there. Hattusa. I can get an ebony manufactory. Where did I picked up ebony there. Don't think I need to worry about stability in that city. Once I get it, it's going to be a low territory count. So let's get the manufactory there, which will have a global impact on my industry as well, which will be quite beneficial. Let's see. Food market is relevant in here, as is the commodity markets, just because I do have some traders and enough population to make them relevant. Then 30 industry there is nice. Do I need more industry? No. I think I need more science. So it's time to get science quarters. We're just going to spam a whole bunch of them in there. And then over in Byblos, would like to get up to that 1,000 industry benchmark. that 12 influence will be worthwhile, but I'd rather get that 25 production first. So we'll get those 2 quarters. And then I can also get the saltpeter, which I should absolutely do. We're going to grab that first. Same story up in Thebes here, where we need to get our saltpeter online. And then I think I had another territory with saltpeter somewhere. Yeah, I'm building it in Byblos. Was it Assur? No. Huh. Maybe I'm just misremembering. That's okay. I have enough for the time being. I'll get more as the game goes on. Alright, so now we're going to switch land rights to inherited land. And this is going to let us do some things a lot more efficiently here. So we can go ahead and claim that territory. We can attach this territory here. It's going to plummet our stability, but that's fine. Just get some more garrisons. They're quite effective at the moment. Then where else do I want to attach? I'm thinking about attaching here. I'm worried about the stability impact if I were to do that. But well, I guess let's attach this one as well. Oh, of course, there's... I don't like this when they have these naval units, because you can't attack them from the land, which I find very annoying, even though realistically I would just shoot them with my longbows, right? Hoping I can actually get to them before they pillage that. Seems like I might not be able to, which is also very annoying. Okay, Assur. Don't think I need to attach any more territories here. I don't need artificial reservoirs with the amount of food, and we're not on expert policy, so let's swap that over. Might prioritize science here, just so I can start catching up to the AI a little bit better. We will need the high furnace. Industry is a little bit on the low side. It's not doing too bad. But let's get another maker's quarter. Corral. What territory do we want to attach? I get some freebie districts. I think I'm doing pretty well on stability, yeah. So I think right here maybe gets me some districts that I want and the ability to build another Jama Masjid. And I'm just going to buy that one out because the stability impact of the Jama Masjid is so high. I will need to worry about stability a little bit, but it's not so bad. Probably just down in that corner there makes sense. But also build another couple of the obelisks. Not super necessary at the moment. Any more garrisons make sense? Probably get one up there. Okay. Man, they're being really annoying about this particular area. And actually, I'm realizing I do not have anything that would prevent them from recapturing that city that I took, which is a problem. Okay. Non-aggression pact with the Teutons. Aren't they dead? Gonna refuse that. Combine these armies here. Not worried about Brown. Yeah, so seems like my next targets basically will be the players that are a little bit stronger. Could also consider founding another city here. But I suppose I'll probably be over my city cap again once I take some of these territories. I'm just going to put this wherever, because I want this territory back. It has quite a few luxuries. And then I can move it later once it establishes itself. Which was immediate in this case, so not so bad. Okay, I'm going to take out those crossbows first. Then we will target the units that are standing on the river, I think, since they have some combat strength debuffs. And then can't just roll over those halberds there, but everything else is pretty easy to take out. Let's see what they do here. Okay, fine with getting more free kills. Just good experience for my units. Yeah, I have quite a few 3-star units. How much influence do I need? Taj Mahal got claimed, which is a real bummer. Taj Mahal is a really good wonder, but that's the risk that I take, having taken Machu Picchu before. Santa Maria is also a really strong wonder. I think Hotel is probably the best one that is available for me. I've had some games where I've managed to get all of those wonders, and it's super strong. I think I prefer the Spility Loss / Gain, but I'm going to save my influence for now because I need it for some other things. Don't think that's worth attaching. I do want to attach here, but I still can't because of this nonsense pillage that's happening. The AI, like, love pillaging docks or harbors for some reason, and I really don't understand why. Science Osmosis, sure. Don't know why I'm getting Science Osmosis over there. I guess it's, like, kind of a catch-up thing, but, like, I'm not really that far behind, and I am ahead on fame. Okay. Make sure we are getting all the science infrastructure in Hattusa. And then Byblos, kind of the same thing. Since we are starting to ramp up our science output here. I've definitely been on the slow side of science this game. I wouldn't recommend waiting as long as I have in most situations. But obviously this is a bit of a unique game setup. I will be enacting that one later, once I have claimed another wonder. It makes the policies a lot more efficient. Okay, now I can attach, get our Jama Masjid, that looks just fine right there. And then I can maybe start working on some of this infrastructure here. I think I'm focusing on science for now since I really want to play catch up there. Okay, looks like I can probably pretty safely go for an assault on this city. I think this seems safe enough since I can just kind of use my archers in the back here. I actually want to just have them in spots where everyone can like get up onto ground right away. I'll actually have these archers come up over on this side, I think. Okay. Bring these longbows out. Just have them positioned as close as possible. Then down here, we will get up onto dry ground, and then we'll start focus firing on some of these units. And that's actually really nice that I'm able to get one of these halberds into the city immediately. Just in case there are any units that show up, I want to get them out of transports, since transports are substantially more vulnerable than ground units. This one I'm maintaining to try to have another unit available to get in the city, so it's a bit of a calculated risk in case like a Navy showed up or something. It is slightly riskier than other plays, but could potentially end the combat a little bit faster. So again, just focus on these drafties, get them up there. Actually, if I do that, then hit. think that's the last thing I have left for this round. Let's buy out some of those research quarters. Actually, I'm going to just do the one. The Cabinet of Curiosities is more production efficient than the research quarters at the moment. Byblos looks fine for now. Thebes. I haven't really specialized Thebes in any meaningful way. I guess there are a decent number of market quarters in here. Yeah, I can get like 32 money from the bank, 20 money from the stock exchange. It's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'll probably commit to doing market quarters in there and flesh out some of that infrastructure. Okay. If I could get the flag on this turn, that would be amazing. I don't think that's possible, unfortunately. Ah, I should have done that first. That's okay, it happens. So one more round, or one more turn, really, and I'll be able to take the city. Then probably think about ending the episode there, and we'll be looking to like engage some of these other larger empires that have more tech parity in the coming episodes. Which is kind of exciting, because I feel like at this point in the game, the AI are often so far behind that combat isn't really competitive or compelling. It gets a little bit more like this, kind of towards the late game, where you just kind of steamroll them. But right now, I am just targeting some of the weaker empires, so that's to be expected. All right, so we're going to grab Hotel. So this will give us some pretty big combat strength benefits, considering you have a decent bit of veterancy on quite a few of our units. So that is an army we would be in trouble if we were fighting. Let's bring some reinforcements over. And the black player here need to wait one turn before we can force their surrender, but we'll be taking all their stuff shortly. Now, we could build Hotel in Mycenae. Thinking about maybe building it on one of the river tiles. Yeah, I think that seems okay. So building the hotel here because I would like to increase the amount of stability in that city. I'm actually going to just like rush this one out because I want to attach another territory here, specifically this one in here. Okay, so purple's finally gone. Black got vassalized, apparently. I can't believe that's happened multiple times now. But thankfully it doesn't really matter for the purposes of where we're at, since I had already taken their cities, so I just get them by default. So is this city worth keeping? Like, all the basic infrastructure is missing, so it doesn't seem like it is. I'm going to have it work on, like, both of these cities work on some of the national projects, but I think I ditch both of these cities since they're not particularly strong. That is a dangerous army for me there. Why is this even a battle? This is super weird. The AI have just, like, lost their marbles, it seems like. Come on. Okay. Combat doesn't want to cooperate, apparently. Alright, so these guys are going to need to hang around each other just in case that army decides it wants to get naughty. Okay, there we go. Corral, you can also help work on hotel. And we'll need some stability in here. 36 science would be nice as well. But let's get another garrison, since that's working pretty well for us at the moment. Actually, probably a little bit more out of the way. That's going to be some market quarters in there. Maybe like right up in there. And this one's chugging along nicely. Let's take a look at our era stars. So I think most of these seem accomplishable. I guess aesthete stars are always a pain in the ass, as well as Diplo stars, but scientist stars definitely doable. We need another, what's that, 32,000 there, which is, I don't know, like 9 turns or something, so I think that's probably doable. Yeah, I definitely have enough. I have enough text left to support that. Okay, we'll just vote for that quick. That actually reminds me that I need treaty here, and I can buy both of these resources, and that should also, I don't have enough marble, that's okay. Didn't realize this was a demilitarized zone there, so let's move them out. They're kind of just generating free resources for another player at the moment. Okay. So time to start making some demands of some of these larger players. We'll be consolidating our armies soon. I refuse that. You can idle. You can idle. All right. Feel like we're at a pretty good position to end here. Just going to do one last look at my production queue. So Memphis doesn't have anything after hotel. Pretty low stability. Going to grab another garrison in there. And yeah, we'll deal with the rest of that later. Agra has a decent queue. Crawl. Mikne. 59 money is nothing to sneeze at there. And 39 science is also pretty decent. And the stock exchange also seems worth building. Okay. And then over here, we will be pillaging that city. We will be pillaging this city here. I actually had movement available, so just start that right now. Yeah, things are looking decent for the time being. A little worried about where these guys are in technology, but in the same vein, I do have quite a few combat strength buffs that are active at the moment. So, like, I have the I have +2 from Temple of Artemis on here. I have Lust for War. I meditate often, right? I have the Homeland thing. So this is like +8 combat strength over its base. And then once I get Hotel up, my veteran units will also be really powerful. So I'm hoping that can kind of negate the marginal tech lead that they have. Like if I look at their combat strength here, not that strong, right? Like 45 combat strength on Buccaneers, and I have 41 on Longbows. So I'm pretty close, even though these guys are like theoretically down one like tech era below my opponents. So I think for the next time around, like I'm already kind of positioned to attack Orange, and I think that'll wait until I have Flintlock. I would like to have that available next turn. So if I move, if I move a couple guys onto Science, that'll get me down to 1 turn on Flintlock. So I think the plan is get Flintlock, upgrade the relevant units into Musketeers. I can target Tenochtitlan first, since all my units are down here, and then kind of sweep eastward with my forces. That does put some of these outlying outposts in danger, so I'll need to have a plan to deal with that, even if it's just like producing some more units. Ossuer can probably at least target Axum over here as well with these units, so I'll have some upgrades to do in the next episode. And then after that, maybe starts going after blue and this green player again. I do think that Orange so far has been the most difficult just because they produce the most units, so we'll have to see how that goes. But thanks all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time around, where hopefully we'll enter the Industrial and start to wrap this game up. So thanks for being here, and see you soon.